Hello everyone, Voodoo here, and I am back with the next of the heroic raid bosses we tested. Now they actually did this one on Mythic since I'd done it, so this is just heroic, but I'm going over all of them anyways just for prosperity's sake. Second boss in the raid, pretty straightforward boss, single target, patchwork for the most part with some waves of things you have to kill. You kill one, go through, like Eranog intermission, if anyone played in Vault of the Incarnates, and then there's a damage amp for the entire second half of the phase. It like rips itself down, so pretty cool overall. Again, second boss, it's not that complex. Even on Mythic, I don't think it's that complex. I played both. I know actually I just played Fel-Scarred in this one. AR felt a little weird on the previous boss, and I just didn't want to mess around with it, but I think on Mythic it might have more of a play. But we'll see. Again, we'll see what happens. Both hero talent trees are so close to each other right now. I'm not even sure if there's going to be a clear winner, but we'll see when things happen. So that out of the way, we'll talk about talents, all that stuff, and move into it. So like, comment, subscribe so that we can reach 15,000 subscribers, and let's just get right to it. All right, so same song and dance. This is the build I played, single target build. You guys have probably seen this a few times by now. Still not pushing blade dance as much as you could. I do want to say you still push it quite often. You still push it at least 30 times in a 5-minute fight. However, you just push it less than Aldrachi Reaver does, roughly 30-35% less. So everyone's saying no blade dance. It's not super fair to it. It does push it, it's just less often. If you were playing AR, it would be this build, but you really want to play inertia. It's a lot stronger. It's like 1% ahead. And if you're playing Aldrachi Reaver with Exergy, you're like 2% behind Fel-Scarred at that point. I'm not sure there's a ton of reason to play it because this build is more complex. But this would be the other build. Again, I didn't play it. I know some people did on Mythic testing today and they did okay with it. Hard to really tell right now because a lot of people have different experience with the game, are playing builds at different levels, even, you know, Fel-Scarred or whatever, it's a new build. So hard to compare directly to everything right now, but it felt kind of lackluster on the first boss, so I just didn't even try on the second boss. So we're gonna look at logs real quick for like a damage breakdown, and then we'll move on to the fight. All right, so here's my damage breakdown. I do end up dying. We'll touch it in the raid, but the puddles move so much faster than I thought they would and ends up clipping me. But it is what it is. So again, you know, pretty straightforward thing here. I only pressed death sweep 9 times here, which I definitely could have pressed more. But you know, hey, is what it is. Still working on the on actually playing it, and of course, Burning Blade's Annihilation, Immolation Aura does a lot of damage. Overall, did pretty good. Oh, gotta hide this here. Again, I did die, but Demon Hunter was looking pretty good in this fight compared to everything else. I was up with Shirley and everyone else up here. The execute on this fight, you just get a 25% damage amp as soon as the boss goes under half health, which is kind of crazy. But Demon Hunter was looking pretty good. If I can truncate it, maybe after like 1 death, we could perhaps see. Oh wow, they die right away. But like you can see a lot higher before Feet Watcher dies. Maybe about 2. Look at the logs a bit here. And then okay, someone else died like immediately after that. But you can see a lot higher, and then as execute comes in, hunters surely start to move up a bit there. So those are the logs. I'll link them if I remember. And let's go on to the actual video. So here's the footage. If you want to see this without me yapping in front of it, they are all clipped up on my Twitch, so you can check it out there. Of course, I will be streaming all of Prague next year as well, and hopefully Dungeons for once. We'll see. But yeah, cool looking arena, big biodome basically, and a big bug in the middle. So starting off here, I will say the hitbox is astronomically low. You can see I hunt in, and I'm still on the edge here. I actually have to walk forward to actually be able to hit it, which I think is pretty crazy. I do think the hitbox should at least be this outer ring here instead of this tiny little inner one. At least in phase 1, I don't really care what they do for phase 2. But you know, it is what it is. So the mechanics here, this I'm pointing with my hand, this beam here, you have to hit a ring of webs that is currently around us, which will then make that ring, like the one you hit, killable. There's things here, and then we kind of just turn around and kill it. Ideally, you want your tank to hit one and miss the other one. I don't even swap to it because it dies really quickly. And then you just kind of let that go through. And that's mostly phase 1. There are some other things that happen. You'll get tethered. I'm not sure if I was tethered here, but players do get tethered to the boss. You have to go outside 40 yards to break it, and when you do, you drop a puddle that deals a lot of damage. So you want to try and kind of like control where you drop that. And then at the end of this phase, there is a period of time that kind of like, you know, it's like a get out mechanic basically, but you can actually just live it. I don't know if we did that on this poll or not, but you can just stack stuff and live it on heroic. Again, not sure if they'll change that for later, but that's what they did here. You can see we're kind of just slowly rotating around the room to go kill these tangles. Again, you probably only want to hit one of them. just, I guess you could hit another one for like cleave or whatever. But again, you know, we do less damage to additional targets, so not the best for us. This is me looking for my soul, and this is the other mechanic. So we actually stay in this time. I definitely didn't need to netherwalk. I netherwalk here just to be safe, but like no one died pretty much. I think the priest did maybe, but really easy to live that. I actually wonder if I go get this soul ever. I know there was one point where I had like 30 seconds of the buff. I don't know if that's at this pull or not. But there's definitely a soul, 2 souls on the ground back over there, and I just don't go get them. So we'll see if I get better at that, or if this stays an annoyance the whole time. I imagine it'll stay an annoyance, but yeah, I can see we're just kind of repeating here. So the big thing with this fight again is that at 50% energy, it will rip itself from the ceiling, and will end up kind of like dropping down. Oh yeah, I did not go get that soul ever. That's unfortunate. It'll like drop down and start leaking a bunch of blood everywhere in these huge puddles, and then do frontals, and you'll have to move around the room, which is honestly like a kind of a cool 2-phaser. And then when it rips itself down at 50%, it just takes 25% extra damage. Now it can be like spell queued a bit. You can see here it's not at 50. Drops down, lust, pop everything. I held my meta for this because of the fact that it's going to, you know, take increased damage here. And just absolutely kind of blast into this boss, do as much damage as you can to this guy. And these are the frontals. So he does this frontal here. It's a split soak with the tank and a bunch of players. You have to alternate between groups. Pretty straightforward stuff, so I don't go in that one. And then whenever it moves, it drops these puddles down. Now this stuff moves really quickly for the later ones. This one here moves kind of slowly, but later on in the fight, like the puddles will reach a certain size very, very quickly. I just stay in that. It doesn't do that much damage. And it's very important that you end up, you know, like not standing in it. So definitely some like gameplay here about movement that we need to work out a bit. But overall, like, it's a pretty chill fight. You know, boss is taking 25% increased damage in this phase, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, so I just got hit by everything there. I think I moved. What did happen? I like moved into the puddle, and there was also a thing there, but I didn't move too far because I had to do my soak, and that was just poor movement planning on my part as well as the raid's part. So definitely could have like avoided that, but you know, this is like our 4th pull. But yeah, I mean, like, that's basically the fight. We just kind of move around the outside here now. I think we're being way too conservative with the space, but we could have done much bigger moves. But yeah, like, boss starts bleeding out and putting poop everywhere. It moves super quickly to reach a certain size. Like, you can see it moving here. It's super fast towards the edges. And yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Even on Mythic, it doesn't seem too crazy. There's just 2 of those waves, the infused ones every 15 seconds. And they're not tuned, at least right now, to the point where they really matter too much. But seems like a pretty good boss. I'm not sure which will end up being better. I think it might be. It depends how strong the infused tangles are. I think if they're really strong and you really need to kill them, Fel-Scarred might be better because it has better target swapping. If the play is to just like pop a bunch of them and fall onto the boss, then Aldrachi Reaver will obviously be better. But if the play is just hit one, then never hit another one, so they don't trigger, obviously Fel-Scarred will do well. They both seem to do well on Mythic testing, so it really is close here about which one we'll end up playing. I'll probably have a video later on in the cycle here, PTR cycle, but which one we'll play. But both builds seem good. It seems to be kind of like a which one do you prefer kind of thing. But yeah, overall, like, good stuff. Fun boss. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't know. Second boss, nothing too crazy. So we got one more boss to do, which I'll be doing tomorrow, Saturday. And then we are done with the boss testing videos, and we won't have things until the actual full-on Mythic kill stuff that I normally do as part of my normal content cycle. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this raid. Mythic Plus looks good as well from what I've seen. I haven't tested any because I don't want to. I already don't do much Mythic Plus. I don't want to burn myself out more. But the raid looks super fun, and I'm super excited for it for next season. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below. Are you a Fel-Scarred person, an Aldrachi Reaver person? Will you just play whatever? How do you feel about the raid so far, having seen it? And are you looking forward to next season? That's what I want to know. So with that, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. A big thank you to everyone watching my videos, but especially to my channel members. Thank you, Alexander Trifunovic, Rukaza, Fear Redefined, Loose Change, Jorge Polanco, Matthew Barr, Zuligan, Chocobo Merc, Gabriel Correa, Matchman 133, and Falafadar and Dark Terror. Thank you so much to everybody. If you want to join and support me in making videos, consider following the link below. I will be adding more perks to this over the summer as I get more time, including log review, which isn't available right now. But again, I do appreciate everybody just supporting me and watching the videos. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Peace.